All right, what is up, guys? Aldo here. Been a wild day with the FOMC meeting and then crypto dumping shortly after it. Wanted to show you the latest trades I've been making. So the other day, this ETH kind of swing short I took in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord took a few days to play out, but it played out really well. That's this trade right down here on FAIRDESK, and then did really well. It was more of a scalp trader's market for kind of the past 2 days, and then we got the big kind of drop down. I think there was only one out of all these trades, just one that got stopped out here. Nobody's going to be right all the time. I think it was a scalp I took last night that did get stopped out. And then I did do where was it? A small risky Bitcoin short today before the meeting. It was risky because Powell was about to talk, but that worked pretty well. I got greedy. I didn't put my stop loss to my take profit, or my stop loss to my entry point after first take profit, because I thought I had a feeling that Powell would sound hawkish. And then we did dump down farther, so that was this trade down here that did pretty well and locked in a lot of profits, because now we're hitting a major point at 24.8 that I'll talk about in just a second why that's a pretty important point. Leverage is high, leverage is relative. I don't recommend just using high leverage without a reason. It's more about how much do you want to bet, how much do you want to bet price is going to hit this point before another point. Use the market cipher risk calculator. You always need good risk management. You can do higher leverage with good risk management, especially with really high leverage trades there. So these are some nice profits today on this account. If you guys want to trade, check out the links below. If you're an experienced trader, to FAIRDESK and MEXC, both really good exchanges. There's new trading competition going on with MEXC with only my link, so check that out. FAIRDESK is really good too. Both of those, at least FAIRDESK, I know you don't have to use a VPN, so if you're interested, check those out. The first thing that we're looking at in Bitcoin here that I want to kind of point out to you guys is we're getting a yellow X in the daily. I'm curious to see, obviously these two were kind of good long buy signals almost, these last two ones. This one was a tough position. You just came up and then right back down, which is possible. That was last May, so that is kind of that possibility to come up a little bit here and then get a fierce rejection down. Typically, though, these do bring you more, like this one or this one more down. You know what I mean? And they don't happen too often. It's been a while. The previous ones were back here, essentially back there. That was in 2018. So they're not things that happen too often. So I would say that's pretty bearish. Combined with also the 16-hour printing one as well. Also, if you look at the money flow, getting deep here, I forgot to look at the money flow daily. Not showing any signs of curving back up. Money flow on market cipher B, especially in the higher time frames, when it's deep like this, you got to wait till it starts to kind of curve back up to have more of a hope of getting some relief here. Maybe the next on the 16-hour next green dot could give us a bullish div, and then we could come back up to 25 something potentially. Same thing could be kind of said in the 10-hour. And if we look at you got the blood diamonds here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blood diamonds on the 6-hour. They don't always play out, but that's going to be more of a bearish thing. And we hit right off of this pocket right here, which is a huge area. I guarantee you a lot of longs were liquidated right at the high 24s. I just know, I've been in this long enough. I know where people, set their stop losses and all that. So, that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Money flow is still kind of deep here in the 4 hours. So we don't have any major signs of major relief yet. This looks like it could almost come deeper too in the 2-hour, and the hourly crossing into the red right there. So just on first impression, we could almost be forming somewhat of a bear pennant that could even bring us down, potentially down a little bit farther, or a double bottom. Let's kind of draw that out here a little bit. Let's see, kind of something like this would make sense. Let's draw that one and then draw another one right here, and let's draw this out here, kind of from here to here, some targets. So if we do break upward, you're back up to 25.5 or more. Break downward, you could make a lower low, then get a double bottom around this spiral line right here, 24.7, which could be a decent possibility. And now if we look at the really low time frames here, still not too much happening in the 6-minute. Money flows starting to curve back down there. And if you look at like the 3-minute, you get a trigger wave to the downside. Money flow may come up pretty soon, but no major signs that we're going to come up just yet. It almost looks like you want to come back into the red. So you might come down deeper in the short term on Bitcoin here. So that's what I'm looking at. If we zoom out to kind of, do a more macro analysis, I mean, you could easily lose this. I mean, you got a technical target from this larger kind of head and shoulders here that's going to be all the way down at around this point right here, 22.2. I mean, it's a little subjective, but that's the next spiral line. That's a big point to look at. And if we look at the weekly here, I mean, my main estimation is you're going to have to wait to really see another bottom here until these kind of come together in a few months. Everything's kind of pointing to September, October to potential second bottom, and that could be really similar to, look, double bottom right there in that bear market. So could be similar to that, where you make a bit of a higher high, maybe 17, 18K in September, October later this year. I think that's going to be a pretty good buying opportunity. On the macro, I mean, obviously for Bitcoin, I think it's still the best time. Just get into the Bitcoin DCA based on, money flow being in the red here. And I think we're going to go deeper into the red, at least kind of to this deepness in the red before it's kind of all said and done on the 2 week here for Bitcoin. Let's move on to Ethereum, and which is continuing to kind of bleed against Bitcoin here, looking very Bitcoin or ETH Bitcoin looking very bearish. This could almost turn into a blood diamond, I think, and come deeper into this. I mean, over here, that would be an absolute nightmare if that happened. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think kind of worst case scenario, you would see something maybe of this nature and come down to 0.03, this kind of area right here, latch on somewhere like that. You do have a technical target down there if you break out of this kind of wedge, and this could happen quickly. This could happen quickly over the next couple months here, so keep that in mind. But looking at Ethereum, we broke down. You got a technical target out of this head and shoulders all the way down at around 14 something. That low is a big place as well. Daily looks like it wants to come deeper into the red right here. 2-day not even in the red yet, but that could ultimately, if we kind of map this out on the 2-day here, RSIs are gapping apart. Maybe that could give us some relief. But if you map this out in the 2-day, I mean, and into August, maybe you could be down at 1,200. I think it's going to be more like 2019, where you saw a lot of a slow bleed downward. If we can compare it to, where was it? Compare it to over here, this area, right like that. You see that. Where are we going? Let's see. Just like that. I think that was the line I kind of already drew up, but that would be interesting if we come down to kind of that 700, that lower low. I don't know if we're going to make a lower low. I absolutely see us maybe making a higher high for a bottom. I like ETH, but I think over the next few months, we're going to keep bleeding. The thing I'm really looking at too is the 12-day, especially this time frame, for a good DCA opportunity. We're not there quite yet. We're getting close for this to cross into the red to start DCAing into this for kind of an area like that. And I think it's going to be something of this nature where we come down. I think you're going to at least get to 1,100, but obviously anything could happen. And let's look at the 16. Okay, so yellow X on the date, or no, not a yellow X on daily, but yellow X on the 16-hour, 12-hour. This could get deeper. This could kind of get deeper here in the red as we come down farther potentially. So yeah, and I mean yellow X right there, 6. A lot of these yellow X's indicate more potential of a dump down. I mean, you do have the 30-minute. Now you're getting an anchor wave on the 30. Prices leveling out a little bit, but like I said, for Bitcoin, you may be forming, some type of from bear pennant. Excuse me. I'm trying to think, maybe on the 6-minute we could draw that out a little bit. Maybe something of kind of this nature to get a technical target of what we could be looking at. I mean, it's a little bit subjective. Maybe something of. Yeah, I would do it from like here to there for the technical target out of that. And that would bring us, I mean, you're playing around with 1,600. I think 1,600 could be the next kind of leg down. I think, it's almost like the Fed knows something we don't in terms of, right after you speak, it just dumps like that. Traditional markets didn't really feel it, at least what I looked at, unless they got hit really recently in the post-market. I just want to look at the SPY to see, or the ES, let's look at S&P 500 futures. No, nothing too bad. And almost like forming, I don't know what this is. I mean, maybe you could jump up higher. I think you're kind of getting, towards the top here, 4,400. Maybe you could even get a little bit higher, 4,500. I do think the weekly is going to be, with these gapped RSIs, next red dot in the weekly is kind of going to give you what you need to, potentially start to come down here. I mean, it is very overheated on the daily as well. Maybe next daily bearish div. Maybe you got a little bit left. Next daily bearish div kind of brings you down. So yeah, the Fed obviously paused today. The last time they paused while they were raising rates was December of 2006, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And after that, the S&P 500 went up another 10%, but then you went into, obviously, oh wait, 2 years later. So that's what happened there. It could be different where it kind of marks the top, that pause right there. And they also hinted at potentially raising more. So maybe July will be a raise, and we're still going to feel the effects of those rate hikes. So be careful out there. Be careful out there. Want to look at a few of the altcoins. XRP definitely looks pretty bearish now. I think that well, let me show you what I've been looking at here on this this chart I drew out. Very similar kind of this area. Very similar to that area coming down. This, pointing at this area, look right. If I go like this, kind of very similar to that area, and then gap to RSIs. This looks like it wants to kind of come down. Look at here, the blue triangle right there. That's a nice trend reversal too, with the money flow at the same place to potentially just drop down like 60-something%, down to like that 20 cent mark. I think it would be a very good sign if you can make a higher high here than the pandemic low. That's a good sign. That means XRP probably has a future. If this goes below that pandemic low, then yeah, that's going to be rough. That's essentially almost a dead project. Yeah, if you're going down below that area, like 5 cents or something, that's essentially a dead project. I don't think that's going to happen. I think XRP will survive. Now you're kind of just in the same ballpark as XRP with like Cardano and all the other ones listed. So that's what we got to keep in mind there. Also, the other thing I'm just curious about, total 2 looking bearish. I mean, everything's pointing out to August, September, October, that area being the, kind of being the potential bottom. You're also treading in this channel here for the double bottom on total 3. Technical target would be a little bit, like a little, what am I doing here? A little bit like, for that wedge, a little bit above 200. So I think the $200 billion market cap is going to be a huge place, especially if Bitcoin comes down a lot in the next few months. Maybe September, October, we hit, high 100s, 190, 180 or something, low 200s, and then get a bounce into the happening, then get like one last, ring that place down to scare out the paper hands, and then you go into the next bull run. That's what I'm kind of thinking. A few of the other altcoins, Cardano, not looking good. These are still above their lows from the other day. We'll see if they're able to kind of hold, maybe make double bottoms or hold them, but altcoins just not looking good, just keep getting obliterated. Algo, everybody's been talking about, made the lower low from the pandemic. That's not good. What I would say for this, I'm going to give it a couple months, see what happens, and then potentially look for a better place to kind of get in there. Last thing I want to look at here, Bitcoin dominance. So you're kind of breaking out of this bull pennant or whatever. I think the next technical target is 51. Weekly looks good for continuation. I don't think you may have a weekly bear div as we hit this point, which may be the next place where alts kind of run a bit, which may happen in, I don't know, a month from now, a couple weeks from now. If we come down, I don't know, 22K for Bitcoin or down a little bit more, 24K, then you get a jump up. Some alts may ride a little bit. I think you're at least going to get into 56 here. What I'm really looking at to start getting into alts is at least, in the middle range here, probably 56. Also money flow coming into the green here, similar to kind of this area for a potential top. People are getting scared about alts, which doesn't mean necessarily it's a time to get in, but I think we're close. I think just a few more months here, like September, October, maybe really the time that could be where there's real peak fear for altcoins. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, check out the free Discord down below. There's a free and a premium. There's premium channels in the free one. Check it out down below. Link down below if you want to trade. Check out FAIRDESK down below. Also, check out MEXC down below as well. Both really good exchanges that don't make you use VPNs or KYC. Good in those aspects. So you guys have a good one. Goodbye.